let's talk Jose Mourinho, shall we? Just to pick up on, look, Jose being sacked by Roma, that's one thing. I feel like, and I've felt for some time, like the stars may align on Jose Mourinho becoming the next manager of England. So Gareth Southgate chooses to step down after the Euros in the summer. When you think of the list of potential candidates, if Jose Mourinho's name is on it, can you tell me someone else that you think is going to be on there that has better credentials than him?
Well, I don't think his name should be linked, if I'm being perfectly honest. I know you are a big advocate for this, but I just think...
No, I'm not.
Well, why have you been throwing it around all night then?
Let's be clear. I don't want Jose Mourinho to become the England manager. I don't want that to happen. For a number of reasons, as a Manchester United fan, that I can go into.
Okay.
However, Jose Mourinho has shown himself to be a winner, particularly of late, of cup competitions.
Europa Conference League.
He's not anymore really a manager for the league.
Right.
But he is a winner.
Used to be.
And when people level criticisms at Gareth Southgate, largely it's because they feel he is not a winner. He doesn't make the in-game decisions. He's not ruthless enough, hasn't got the mentality, in their view, to go and win big trophies in international football. I don't see Jose as a club manager anymore.
I mean,
you spoke about the sackings that he's had.
Yeah.
You know, it's not working out for him in club football. But there is a strange relationship between Jose Mourinho and the English football public. A lot of people love the guy. You know, and ultimately he's lived in this country for a long time. You know, he feels an affinity with England that I think people would, you know, those people that would say they don't want a foreign manager, I think Jose Mourinho would fall into the category of, yeah, we know him well enough.
I mean, the thing is, when people come from that standpoint of they don't want a foreign manager, I think that's ludicrous, because I think I would take the best manager for the job.
So you're already coming round to my point of view, right?
But
Jose could be the England manager.
Stale, Hugh.
Stale?
It's stale, yeah.
Stale?
Yeah. Chelsea, the special one, at Chelsea years ago, and I don't want him to manage England. I don't. I've so much respect for Mourinho, right, and everything he's done. And I loved his personality when he came over to England. But do you honestly believe that he will be the answer to England's problems when he's been known to make players, like when he was at Man United with Luke Shaw, like make them feel terribly? You don't know that. Like, he could go in there and
But here's the thing.
Individual players
you're going to see Jose Mourinho for 10 days every 3 months. And then you're going to go with him for 4 to 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe, every 2 years for a major tournament. That's the reality. It's not club football. You're not going to see him every day. If he falls out with a player, guess what? They don't play for you. Right, you can choose a different squad next time around. You can leave that player out.
Everyone's in agreement, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Gareth Southgate anymore. I don't think we're ever going to win anything as he's the manager, as long as he's in charge, right? But I do think there's better managers out there right now. Might not have the credentials, but Eddie Howe, those types of managers, that's who I want to see managing England. I don't want to see Jose Mourinho managing England. I don't, because I think, you know, with regards to him, it's always about him and himself. One thing you can't fault about Gareth Southgate is he made everyone fall in love with the team again, because no one was going to Wembley a number of years ago. No one really could relate to the team. And all of a sudden, you know, during the Euros, yes, we got to the final, we didn't win, but people were falling in love with the three lions again. And that's the reality with the types of players we've got. I don't think Jose Mourinho will take us to another level. I think we just need a manager in there, like an Eddie Howe, that will get the best out of the players, and they need to be enjoying it. Now, yes, they need to win, but that has to go hand in hand. Gareth Southgate's brought back the love to the players. They seem to like going away with England. You can feel it, but they're not winning.
They haven't won.
They haven't won. But we need to find a manager, which I believe is out there, that knows how to manage the players tactically, that won't be choosing Jordan Henderson and will be choosing a Ward-Prowse or a player that's actually performing well, and not picking players if they're not playing for their clubs like Gareth Southgate has done. I mean, it wasn't, I always bring it up, but Mason Mount started in the final. Jack Grealish was on the bench. Like, come on. Like, such a stale-minded tactic. We might not ever get to a final again, Hugh. So I remember that feeling. We might not. We have to take it. We haven't won the World Cup since '66, and there's a reason for that. But I'd rather Eddie Howe be the England manager next than Jose Mourinho.
So if it wasn't Eddie Howe, and we've got, say, Graham Potter, he's out of a job at the moment, he might be on the shortlist. Yep. Yeah. Any other English managers that you think should be considered apart from Eddie Howe?
Graham Potter's a good shout.
Let's say Eddie Howe is available. For some reason, Newcastle decide that he's no longer their manager at the end of the season. Graham Potter still without a job at the end of the season. And Jose Mourinho is the other candidate on your three-man shortlist. For example, hypothetically, who would you be going for?
Eddie Howe, Potter and Mourinho.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe.
Right. Credentials-wise, what's Eddie Howe won?
Right.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, but this is a no-win. This is like a scientific experiment.
I'm just going
with a Bunsen burner. There's only one winner.
I'm just going to argue the case of the others on there. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, let's bring Arsene Wenger back then and make him the England manager based upon credentials.
Well, if he wants to, he might be able to get the job. I mean...
Nah, but football's outgrown these people, Hugh. Sorry, but football's outgrown.
How has football outgrown Jose Mourinho? Because he got sacked yesterday.
Sacked from every single team he's been managing.
But managers get sacked all the time.
Of course they do, but... I don't know how Mourinho does it.
Managers get sacked all the time.
I don't know how Mourinho does it, right? He's the only manager that I know that gets consistently sacked, and then he's like similar to Steven Gerrard. They'll probably be throwing Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard in the
players loved him at Roma, most of them. The fans loved him at Roma. He had a real affinity with them. He won them the first trophy in 14 years. Daniele
just said he divided the fans, and he's also fallen out with players.
No, he said the fans were divided over his exit.
Well,
but I still think Jose has a chance of winning something. Because ultimately, if you ask people, who's the biggest winner out of those names we just mentioned, who would they say?
But Mourinho's style of football, of parking the bus, is not nice to see.
But it might win you something.
All right, well, it might.
It might.
But what has it won him in recent years? At Tottenham, Man United?
The Europa Conference League.
Oh, come on, Hugh.
What?
The Europa Conference League.
It did win him that. It's a fact.
Yeah, but come on. All of a sudden, the Europa Conference League became a big competition when West Ham won it. No one cared about it before that.
We cared about it here on talkSPORT.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.